This was, in my opinion, the best episode of the season, and I'm going to talk about this episode by location. First, the wall. John is saying goodbye to everyone, and Alistair is letting him know this isn't a good idea. John, of course, still goes, gives Sam the long, we'll never see each other again hug, and the show writers let us know that John definitely has dragonglass, and it definitely kills White Walkers. This may have been a huge poke, I guess we'll see. I'm assuming he's actually going to have to use the dragonglass at some point. During the scene, the camera pans to Ollie glaring numerous times to let us know Ollie is not happy. The Eamon dying scenes, as heartbreaking as they were amazing. Eamon talking about Egg and how he used to laugh was especially a tug on the hearts for us fans of the Dunk and Egg stories. We also got the Egg, I dreamed I was old line from the books, which made me so happy. I don't mind we didn't see Eamon going with Sam, Gilly, and the baby on a ship to Old Town, but it makes me wonder if now Sam and Gilly will use going to Old Town for a new maester as an excuse. Sam and Gilly can still go under similar pretenses to the book. We just don't have the crazy Red Witch may use Aemon's king blood added to it anymore. Sam's eulogy to Eamon was wonderfully done, and I think matched very well with the books. Gilly being assaulted, I don't know, it served its purpose for us to get the Pink Mask line event, even if it happened under very different circumstances in the book. Maybe getting with Gilly will make Sam much more willing to go to Old Town. Did not approve of seeing Ghost still at the wall. Why didn't John take his direwolf? I mean, besides budget reasons. Will we see John warg into Ghost and check on Castle Black to establish he can do it for when a certain event happens later on? Ghost remaining there kinda makes me nervous. Stannis and his army, his men are starving and dying, but Stannis has seen his men starve before. Melisandre finally said what we were all fearing. Hey, let's kill Shireen for blood magic. I'm glad Stannis basically told her, GTFO, your blood magic has a 66% success rate in the show, which isn't worth that little cutie. Are we going to see Stannis sending Melisandre back to the wall in anger for what she proposed? I really hope so. Also, I know some people were upset that Stannis was acting horny, but we know in the books he does sleep with Mel, so it didn't really bother me that much. Winterfell looks like Sansa is being abused nightly by Ramsay, and she tries to get Theon to help. I'm actually glad he betrayed her. I want there to be more of a push before Theon goes into hero mode. His line, "It could always be worse," was chilling. Sansa verbally going after Ramsay was also very welcome. She knows what buttons to push, and even if Ramsay got the last laugh in the end with the flayed loyal northerner, Sansa still got under his skin. They also made it very obvious that Sansa now knows Jon is at the wall. Is this a setup for Melisandre's vision about Jon's younger sister fleeing from a marriage made for her, a girl in grey on a dying horse? Are we going to see Sansa trying to escape to the wall, knowing Jon is there? We also saw Sansa grab a corkscrew, and if we don't see that payoff later, that's just bad storytelling. I doubt Sansa would be stupid enough to kill him in her chambers and then try to run off. I'm hoping she's waiting for the right time when it's not a suicide mission to kill Ramsay. Dorne, a Dorne scene that was done right. I was so happy. Jaime and Marcella's meeting served its purpose. Hoping Jaime gets more on the I need to stay away from Cersei train thought after that meeting. The Sand Snakes actually got character development. Sorta, kinda, one of them did. Bronn was poisoned, and the scene played out just like the audition tape. I thought for sure they would have changed it, just like other shows do, to keep the surprise, but nope. That scene played out much better, though, than how I read the leaked audition tape. The audition script actually made me cringe, but this actually was done really well. And a poison activated by looking at boobs? Is there no crueler poison known to man? Makes me curious if she isn't going to lie and say that's only one dosage and Bronn needs multiple to live and then ends up roping Bronn into their service to do something. That would actually make them a hell of a lot more interesting. Tyrion and Bronn, I like the slaver auction change, and I'm not sad we skipped the whole Penny thing in the comedic dwarves, but in the books Tyrion gets sold first with Penny and Jorah is left to be bid on. Tyrion uses his wits to get Jorah bought as well, claiming Jorah as part of his act. Even though it was flipped around, Tyrion's wit was still what got Jorah and himself bought together. The fighting was well done with the slaves. Anyone feel like what Jorah did to the other fighters is what we wanted to see Barristan do? Just wreck everyone? But I guess Jorah was attacking most of them with their backs turned, and they were already probably pretty tired from fighting. And poor Jorah, he's still friend-zoned, or enemy-zoned at this point, I guess. I was very nervous for a few minutes that Tyrion wasn't going to make it out to Daenerys and the opportunity would pass, but he actually made it out. And I was so excited to see Tyrion meet Daenerys. Tyrion is so cynical. I want to see his conversations with Daenerys. The next episode is going to have some awesome dialogue between those two. The ending with Cersei and the High Sparrow was also well done. I was expecting more dialogue of how they were treating Marjorie while imprisoned, but Cersei and Marjorie's show dialogue got to the point quickly. Marjorie knows it's her, and we got to hear Marjorie call Cersei a bitch. Bonus. Just like in the books, Cersei is taken into custody right after visiting Marjorie. It isn't Lancel that implicates her, but he's the stand-in since they changed the story a bit. I'm glad we didn't see Cersei running around and then being caught. It was a nope. You're done. Enter her jailers. Lena plays Cersei so well. That smug smirk throughout this all until she finally realizes how screwed she is, and her face just falls. Her end screams of "I am the queen" were so delightful. So glad we ended with her threats. What a beautiful way to end this episode. So really, this was an amazing episode, especially compared to last week. We got the egg line, the fat pink mass incident, the hope that Sansa will shank a bitch, Daenerys meeting Tyrion, the Queen of Thorns versus the High Sparrow goodness, Marjorie calling Cersei a bitch, and Cersei being imprisoned. I'm happy. But let me know what you did and did not like about this episode. How do you think the Sansa storyline will play out? Do you think she'll make a run to the Wall? What about Tyrion and Daenerys? How is their meeting going to go? Do you think Tommen will kill the entire papacy to get his Tyrell tail back?